consistently the subject of down-the-road trade rumors, Anthony Davis showed Celtics fans why the 24-year-old two-time All-NBA franchise cornerstone may be worth every asset Danny Ainge has left in his arsenal. Davis led both teams with 45 points and 16 boards to go with 1 steal, 2 blocks, and a 13-15 mark from the free throw line as the New Orleans Pelicans outlasted the Boston Celtics in OT 116-113. Tonight's Boston Celtics recap is brought to you by DraftKings.com. Use code CLNS for a free entry. With under 15 seconds remaining in regulation, Kyrie Irving created enough separation between him and Davis to connect on a game-tying layup. Inbounding from midcourt after a timeout, the Pelicans had enough time to draw up a last-second attempt. Instead, a well-timed kickball from Daniel Tice and a bad possession from the Pelicans gave New Orleans the ball once again at midcourt, this time with 1.5 seconds remaining. Brad Stevens, normally in favor of his diamond zone on defensive out-of-bounds plays, scrapped it when he saw former Celtic point guard Rajon Rondo enter the game. An off-balance line drive three-pointer from DeMarcus Cousins was off, and both teams were set for overtime. If regulation belonged to Davis, then overtime belonged to the often overlooked Drew Holiday. Holiday connected on 2 impressive buckets in the 5 minutes of extra time as Davis, Cousins, and Holiday split the 12 Pelicans points in overtime evenly. The Celtics shot 4 of 9 in overtime as Irving's struggles in this one continued, making just 1 of 4 attempts in OT, including an off-balance 3 with 5 seconds remaining that would have tied the game at 116 apiece. Marcus Morris and Davis went after the rebound, and with the ball knocked out of bounds, the referees took their time to make a decision at this pivotal moment. After deliberation, the Pelicans were rewarded possession. After a bit of difficulty getting the inbounds to a Pelicans player, the final buzzer eventually sounded. The Celtics dropped to 34-11 and see their 7-game win streak come to an end in the process. With the Raptors off tonight, Boston's lead in the East falls to 3.5 games. After a 22-point comeback win in London on Thursday against the Sixers, the Celtics' legs looked a bit tired in this one. Although the team shot 3-pointers at a mind-boggling rate, 19 out of 50, they were 40 of 101 from the field overall. Irving shot 8 of 24, while the recently hot bench combined to shoot 15 for 42. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown seconded Irving's team-high 27 points with 16 points apiece, while Al Horford put up a solid 14, 9, and 6 on 5 of 9 shooting and 4 of 5 from 3 in 37 minutes of play. Davis's current predicament in New Orleans, as the Pelicans appear to be somewhat stuck in neutral, is part of the fascination with bringing Davis to Boston. If not now, then in the near future. Cousins will be a free agent this offseason, while Holiday's recent 5-year deal makes him the 14th highest paid player this season. With Davis already on the books until 2021, if the Pelicans commit long-term to Cousins, to be expected, New Orleans' path to winning and developing talent outside those three would appear difficult. And given the Celtics' collection of assets, players and picks included, one has to think Danny Ainge has his eye right on the situation down in the Big Easy. The Celtics face a familiar foe in the Philadelphia 76ers on Thursday, this time on American soil. Tip-off is slated for 7 p.m. at the TD Garden. And on a more somber note, Boston Celtics legend JoJo White passed away today at the age of 71 after a battle with cancer. White was nominated to the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame in 2015 and saw his jersey get raised to the Boston Garden rafters in 1982. Head to CLNSmedia.com to check out CLNS Media founder Nick Gelso's post on White and listen back to JoJo's appearances on our network's podcast. On a more personal note, I met White once at the Hall of Fame. He couldn't have been nicer. He didn't have to, but he even found time to talk Celtics past and present with me. Our prayers and best wishes go out to the entire White family. Tonight's recap is sponsored by DraftKings, the best place for you to win huge cash prizes every single night. With basketball season back in full swing, DraftKings is a place for one-day fantasy basketball. You can enter into the big money groups or play in the beginner or casual contests with your friends. Head to DraftKings.com armed with a $5 deposit and our promo code CLNS, and you can play for your share of $10,000 in total prizes. Don't wait. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup. Stay up to speed on the 17-time world champions. Follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media. Be sure to subscribe to the Celtics news feed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS mobile podcast app. For Celtics Recap, this is Corey Prescott.